Hello friends, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to look at 25 of not so commonly used shortcuts in Excel. We are definitely not going to look at the usual Control C and Control V stuff. We are going to look at some very cool and handy shortcuts which we can use in Excel. Let's jump in. I've got 3 worksheets with some data in it to demonstrate. The first shortcut we are going to look at how to toggle between the worksheets rather than clicking each of them. So to go to the next worksheet, all you need to do is Control plus page down. So that will take you to the subsequent next worksheets. If you want to go to the previous worksheet, then Control plus page up. So Control plus page down to go to the next and Control plus page up to go to the previous one. Fine. How to apply filters over here? So usually what we do is we select the first row, which is usually the header, and then go into sort and filter and then choose the filter here. The shortcut for that is going to be your Control Shift and L. So that will give you the filter automatically. If you want to remove, then Control Shift and L again. If you want to apply, select all the header row and then do. If you want to remove, you don't have to select any of the item over here. Keep anywhere the cursor and then do a Control Shift L again. That will vanish. Okay. Now, what does the Control A do? We all know a Control A will do select all. But if you have a table like this where you have a name, product, sales, etc., keep anywhere in the table and do a Control A. It selects only the table. If you do a Control A again, then it selects everything. So when you keep the cursor in a blank cell and do a Control A, it automatically selects every item in that particular worksheet. But if you have a table with some data in it, if you keep the cursor there, do a Control A, it just selects the table first. And then if you want to select again, then do a Control A again, then there you go. Okay. Now, if you have a multiple data in a particular row, now we have just 4. What if you have like 40 or 50? You want to move to the right. So what you need to do is do a Control plus right arrow, then it moves all the way to the last cell in that particular row. Notice this is not going to select, this is just to move. Similarly, if you want to go all the way down, then Control down arrow. It goes to the last cell in that particular column. Go up, Control up arrow. If you want to go to the left, Control left arrow. Again, Control plus any of the 4 arrow keys is just to move. It is not going to select anything. Okay. Now let's look at how to select. If you want to select everything in that particular column, all you need to do is a Control Shift down arrow. That selects everything. If you want to select everything towards your right, all the cell items in multiple columns, then Control Shift and right arrow. If you want to say I keep it over here, Control Shift and left, it selects everything. So Control Shift and down, it selects everything. So I will keep it over here, Control Shift up, it selects everything. So just a Control and 4 arrow keys will move your cursor to the last available cell. Just add a shift there. So Control Shift and any of the 4 arrows is going to select the values over there. Okay. Now imagine you're somewhere here. So if you want to go to the first cell, do a Control and home. It will take you to the first cell of any worksheet. If you want to go to the last cell, last available cell in any worksheet, then do a Control end. So that will take you to the last cell of the worksheet. Notice when we did a Control home, it went to the first column and the first row. When I do a Control end, it is not going to be at the first column, it is going to the last column available and the last row available. Yeah. Okay, we usually know the Control F to find, and then we go here to see if we can replace something by finding something. The shortcut to go to the replace directly is Control H. Hit Control H, it goes to the replace column directly. Now you have a cursor here. say you want to select the entire row. So you have a bigger row, so you want to select the entire row. The shortcut is Shift and space. Hit Shift plus space. That is going to select the entire row. Now how to select the entire column? Control and space. That is going to select the entire column for you. Okay. Now imagine again my cursor is in the 366th row. When I open the sheet, the home window is going to play like this. Though the cursor in D366, the display is going to show from the first row onwards. Now I need to know where my cursor is apart from seeing this particular item, which clearly shows that I am in D366. So what we can do is do a control backspace. So that will take the window to where the cursor is. So the cursor is here and control backspace took us here. Imagine you have a very complex data set with multiple rows and multiple columns, and you need to go to a particular cell reference. Rather than scrolling through, going through all the data, you can do a go to function. So the shortcut for a go to function is Control G. Say I need to go to, say, Z678, just a random number. Hit OK. It takes you to Z678. Remember the shortcut to go to home, control and home, that goes there. So go to function shortcut is Control plus G. Okay. Now we all know we can write something over here. What if you want to have an extra line within the cell reference? If I hit enter, it goes to the next cell, right? So if I write something, if I want to have another line within the same cell reference, do a Alt enter. Type something over there. So this can go on. Okay. Just to remove the clutter, let me delete that. So Alt enter is going to give an option for you to enter multiple lines within the same cell reference. Okay. Okay, let's say how to include a date. So to include a date, all you need to do is Control and colon. So that gives you the date. If you want to include the time, then it's going to be Control Shift and colon. So if you want to have both date and time, so all you need to do is do a Control colon space Control Shift and colon. So that gives you the date and the time. Okay. Now let's say I have a formula written. Say I want to randomly return some number. Okay. Now I need this for like say, multiple rows. All I need to do is select till which row I want and then do a Control D. So Control D basically is going to fill in the formulas or fill in the values to the selected amount of rows we have. Let me select and then do a Control R. If you want to fill down, then Control D. If you want to fill to the right multiple columns, then it's Control R. I have this as general. If I want to change this, either I can do it from here, but this will only change the format of this particular value. But if I want to format the entire cell range or the cell reference, all I need to do is right click and do a format cell. So the shortcut for that is gonna be Control and 1. Do a Control 1. That gives you the format cells window where you can have multiple things to do. Okay. Now we have all these values. If you want to do a sum, and let me copy that over here so that it is not cluttered. If you want to have all these to be added, summed, okay, either you can check over here which says it is 47, or you can do a Alt plus equals. Alt plus equals will automatically enter the sum on the last available cell reference of that particular array or a range. So if I just choose this one and do a Alt enter, that 47 will change. So this was the last available cell for that particular range, and it is going to just change the value based on our selection and alt equals on that particular cell. So that's how we can do we can insert an automatic sum function. Let's say how to get a shortcut for the name manager. For starters, if you don't know what a name manager is something very powerful and cool, which can be used as substitute for any complex formulas or any complex selections. If you want more details, I put a link in the description where you can find out what a name manager can do and how to create a name manager. So for example, I am creating a name manager for this particular selection. So go to formulas, create from selection. The top row is going to be the name. So product is going to be the name for this particular selection. Yeah. Now how to return any name, any named value or a name manager, right? Hit F3. And this is going to ask if you have multiple named values or name managers created. Just select whatever you want, hit OK and hit enter. That is going to return whatever that particular selection is based on that name. Imagine I need to have a new column inserted. Let's see how. Control, Shift and the +1. So that includes or that inserts a column before the selection. Say if I want somewhere here after C, then I have to select this one, Control Shift and plus. There you go. Now Control Shift and plus is only when you have a laptop where you don't have a number pad. If you have a number pad separately, then it's just a Control and plus. So the reason I use a shift is because I use a laptop, and to get the plus I need to have a shift and equals or shift and plus, right? So it's basically Control and plus to insert a new column before the selection. Okay, now keep it anywhere, do a Control Shift and plus. Then this is going to ask what needs to be done. Should I insert a cell below or above, entire row or entire column, etc. So this is more generic. When you don't have any selection, just do a Control Shift and plus or a Control plus. Then this gives a simple insert window. If you want to delete a cell or a column or a row, then it is going to be when you select Control Shift and minus. If you have a numerical pad, then Control and minus. So Control and minus is going to delete the row once you select. Let's see how to hide a particular column. Say I don't want to, okay, this is blank, I wanted to hide. Do a Control and 0. That's going to hide that particular column. Look at it, A, B, C, D is hidden and E. Yeah, so Control 0 is to hide a column. How to hide a row? That's going to be Control 9. Control 9 is going to hide the selected columns. Okay. Next, let's look at how to hide this particular ribbon. So we have this home, insert, page layout and all those things, right? If you don't want this particular ribbon items, do a Control and F1. So that will hide all the ribbon items. So to bring it back, have a Control F1 again. So that's it, guys. Those are the 25 shortcuts which are not so commonly used, but it's kind of handy and cool. I hope you like this video. Please share the video and subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, if you need anything specific to be covered, please post them as your comments and I will definitely get back. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a very good day.